blunt-speaking Canadian taking his flight with Trump to Washington. Donald Trump's son Eric holds talks with John Sweeney. White House withdraws CDC nominee hours before Senate hearing. White House withdraws CDC director nomination just before his Senate confirmation hearing. Putin says he supports ceasefire with Ukraine, but may need to call Trump. Ukraine accepts 30-day ceasefire amid renewed Russian attacks. Zelensky ceding territories to Russia is a red line. BBC World Service seeks full state funding to combat disinformation war. Ronnie O'Sullivan's World Snooker Championship participation in doubt. Ex-Philippine President Duterte arrested on ICC warrant. Ukraine launches massive drone attack on Russia before key talks. North Sea ship collision leads to arrest amid environmental concerns. The best signings and most puzzling decisions of the NFL free agency period so far. The National Women's Soccer League had a record-breaking year. Can it be topped in 2025? MLB Spring Training 2025. How to watch spring breakout games tonight. Good evening, I am Nushat Musali and welcome to Millennium Nightly News. Let's dive into today's details and keep you updated on the latest events around the world. A blunt-speaking Canadian taking his flight with Trump to Washington. Doug Ford is a regular on major US networks where he has addressed Americans directly. He has been unafraid to use energy exports to the US as a bargaining chip. Ford is expected to sit at the negotiating table on Thursday with US Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick. It is clear whether Ford's defined stance will earn Canada more favors from Trump, but it is at least earned him a rare compliment from the US President, who for several months has berated Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau repeatedly by calling him the governor. The meeting will also be attended by Canada's Finance Minister Dominic LeBlanc. It also helped Ford score a meeting with US officials in Washington to discuss the future of the Canada-US trade relationship. The country is in the middle of a transfer of power and facing what has
Believe me
been
when I say I do not want to do this. I feel terrible for the American people because it's not the American people who started this trade war.
Donald Trump's son Eric holds talks with John Sweeney. Donald Trump's son Eric holds talks with John Sweeney at Butte House. Eric Trump is a senior executive in his father's business, the Trump Organization. The meeting took place over tea and biscuits and lasted over 50 minutes. It comes after the First Minister said he did not think it would be appropriate for Donald Trump to be offered a second state visit to the UK. Trump Turnberry, the resort in Ayrshire, was vandalized by a pro-Palestinian group over the weekend. Red paint was daubed over one of the buildings. The words, quote, "Gaza is not for sale," were sprayed across one green, and another green appeared to have been dug up. The Greens, who previously said Trump is not welcome in Scotland, said the decision to meet Eric Trump was, quote, "totally inappropriate," and said a terrible message. The line between business and politics has always blurred, Lorna Slater added. White House withdraws CDC nominee hours before Senate hearing. White House withdraws CDC nominee hours before Senate hearing. Officials say Weldon did not have the votes necessary in the Senate to be confirmed. Weldon was set to speak before the Senate's Health Committee at 10 EST on Thursday. The Senate has so far confirmed every Trump nominee, including his more controversial choices. The CDC is in charge of vaccine recommendations as well as monitoring infections, disease outbreaks, and preventing chronic diseases. It is the first time a CDC director must be confirmed by the Senate because of a law passed by Congress in 2022. The former Republican representative said he had mixed feelings about the news. Quote, "It is a shock, but in some ways it is a relief," Weldon said. "Government jobs demand a lot of you, and if God does not want me in it, I'm fine with it," he told the New York Times. Putin says he supports ceasefire with Ukraine, but may need to call Trump. Vladimir Putin says Russia is ready for a ceasefire in its war with Ukraine. Putin expressed concern that the temporary ceasefire suggested by the US and Ukraine could give Kyiv's forces an opportunity to regroup. Putin has long held maximalist demands for ending a war in which Russia believes it has the upper hand. He wants Ukraine to withdraw from its regions partly occupied by Russia, while promising never to join NATO and protecting Russian culture and language inside the country. The Russian Defense Ministry said it had recaptured the town of Sudzha, the largest settlement previously occupied by Ukrainian forces, on Thursday. The Russian president urged his own soldiers to secure a quick and decisive victory while on a visit to the front lines. He also suggested creating a quote, "security zone" on the border with Ukraine, which he called a provocative move. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said, quote, "There is no doubt that the Kursk region will be liberated." Ukraine accepts 30-day ceasefire amid renewed Russian attacks. On March 11, 2025, Ukraine agreed to a US proposed 30-day ceasefire with Russia, aiming to de-escalate ongoing tensions. The United States announced the resumption of military aid and intelligence sharing with Ukraine to support these peace efforts. However, shortly after Ukraine's declaration, Russia launched air attacks on Kyiv and Kharkiv, triggering air raid alerts across 10 regions. Global leaders have welcomed the ceasefire proposal, emphasizing the need for long-term peace and security guarantees for Ukraine. US President Donald Trump expressed hope that Russian President Vladimir Putin would agree to the ceasefire, marking potential progress toward ending the conflict that began in 2022. The situation remains tense as negotiations continue, with significant global attention on the unfolding events. Zelensky, ceding territory to Russia is a red line. Following Ukraine's agreement to the 30-day ceasefire, President Volodymyr Zelensky emphasized that relinquishing any occupied region to Russia is a non-negotiable red line. US President Trump supports the ceasefire and plans to pressure Russia with significant financial penalties if they do not comply. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has warned of quote, "bone-breaking sanctions against Russia." European leaders are enhancing defense cooperation to support Ukraine's security. The ceasefire proposal has sparked mixed reactions, with skepticism over Russia's acceptance and concerns over long-term peace. Meanwhile, Russian forces have made advancements in the Kursk region, and diplomatic efforts continue to US and Russian representatives are set to meet soon to discuss the ceasefire proposal further. White House withdraws CDC director nomination just before his Senate confirmation hearing. The White House has withdrawn the nomination of former Rep. Dave Weldon. RFLA Weldon was set to testify at his Senate confirmation hearing this morning. The White House decided to pull Weldon's nomination when it became clear that he would not have the votes to be favorably reported out of committee, an official said. The Senate Committee Chairman, Bill Cassidy, had been looking forward to the hearing, but Weldon did not have the votes from the panel to get the nomination onto the Senate floor, a source on Capitol Hill close to the chairman said. He said he assumed the White House withdrew his nomination because Senator Susan Collins had reservations, and Cassidy also planned to vote against him. The president is a busy man doing good work for our nation, and the last thing he needs is a controversy about CDC, Weldon said, referring to the Senate committee. BBC World Service seeks to full state funding to combat disinformation. BBC executives are urging the UK government to fully fund the financially restrained BBC World Service to counteract aggressive disinformation campaigns, particularly from Russia and China. They highlight that Russian and Chinese state media spend a combined €8 billion annually, dwarfing the World Service's €400 million budget. The executives argue that investing in the World Service is vital for promoting Western values globally and providing independent, impartial news, especially as press freedom declines and disinformation rises. Currently, two-thirds of the World Service's budget comes from UK license fees, with the remainder from government grants. There are concerns that UK license fee payers are unfairly burdened by funding content for international audiences. Negotiations over the BBC's charter renewal and funding are set to continue until 2027, with BBC facing challenges. We'll be right back after a short break. I am Munsat Mutadi. Keep watching Millennium Nightline News.
Welcome to Millennium News 24, your trusted source for accurate, unbiased news. We're here to bring you the stories that matter most from America and around the world with integrity and a commitment to truth. In today's world, where misinformation can easily spread, having access to reliable news is more important than ever. At Millennium News 24, we aim to cut through the noise by delivering clear, fact-based reporting. Whether you're following major events or looking for in-depth analysis, we are here to serve you with transparency and respect for all communities regardless of color, wealth, or religion. This beautiful America was built by the resilience of its people, immigrants, entrepreneurs, doctors, and everyday individuals working together to create something great. It's this spirit that inspires us to provide you with news that's inclusive, honest, and relevant. We believe that informed citizens are the foundation of a strong society, and we strive to give you the knowledge you need to make a difference. From breaking news to insightful features, we bring you comprehensive coverage on politics, economics, health, culture, and much more. We believe that everyone deserves access to the truth, and we are proud to be a part of a global network that connects people through information. Stay informed by following us on your devices, including iOS, Android, Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, and Smart TVS. And for global access, we're also available on Horizon Satellite. Visit us at www.millenniumtv24.com or www.millenniumnews24.com to stay updated at Millennium News 24. Our mission is to promote unity, understanding, and progress in a rapidly changing world. Join us as we work to inspire positive action through the power of truth. Thank you for watching. Follow us, subscribe, and stay informed.
Welcome back after the break. I'm Munsat Mutadi and you're watching Millennium Nightline News. Ronnie O'Sullivan's World Snooker Championship participation in doubt. Fans are concerned that snooker legend Ronnie O'Sullivan may miss the upcoming World Snooker Championship, scheduled from April 19 to May 5, 2025. Speculation arose after it was revealed that O'Sullivan is slated to participate in an event in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, from April 8 to 10, just a week before the championships. O'Sullivan has not competed since January and has withdrawn from several recent tournaments, including the Masters, German Masters, and World Grand Prix, citing health issues. He has also not qualified for the upcoming Players' Championship or Tour Championship. Fans are eagerly waiting clarification regarding the plans for the World Championship, as his potential absence would significantly impact the tournament. Ex-Philippine President Duterte arrested on ICC warrant. Former Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte has been arrested following an order from the International Criminal Court, which issued a warrant accusing him of crimes against humanity related to the deadly anti-drug crackdowns during his tenure. The arrest, executed through Interpol, marks a significant development in holding leaders accountable for human rights violations. Duterte's administration had faced international criticism for the extrajudicial killings and harsh measures employed in the war on drugs. His arrest signals a move toward justice for the victims and may set a precedent for international law enforcement against former heads of state accused of serious crimes. Ukraine launches massive drone attack on Russia before key talks. Ukraine has conducted its largest drone assault on Russian territory since the conflict began, targeting multiple sites ahead of crucial talks between US and Ukrainian officials in Saudi Arabia. The operation signifies Ukraine's strategic shift to leverage drone technology in its defense efforts. The timing of the attack underscores Ukraine's intent to strengthen its position in upcoming negotiations, aiming to secure more substantial support and concessions from international partners. This escalation highlights the evolving nature of modern warfare and the increasing role of unmanned systems in military strategy. North Sea ship collision leads to arrest amid environmental concerns. A man has been arrested following a collision between a container ship carrying toxic chemicals and an oil tanker in the North Sea. The incident has raised significant environmental concerns as the potential spillage would have disastrous effects on marine ecosystems. Authorities are investigating the cause of the collision, and emergency response teams are on high alert to mitigate any environmental damage. This event underscores the risks associated with maritime transport of hazardous materials and the importance of stringent safety protocols to prevent such accidents. Let's have a glance at the world of sports. The best signings and most puzzling decisions of the NFL free agency period so far. The NFL's free agent signing period officially opened Wednesday, though teams have been able to negotiate with impending free agents since Monday. With the new league year now underway, we've already seen a flurry of moves, including some spins on the quarterback carousel. Which signings will have the most impact and which won't move the needle? NBC News breaks it all down. The biggest head-scratching signing was Indianapolis signing quarterback Daniel Jones. The New England Patriots have brought in better players than they had last season. Former Eagles defensive tackle Milton Williams is their biggest signing, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. The Cincinnati Bengals alienate seemingly all of their top talents around Joe Burrow, and Ja'Marr Chase tries to find a trade partner as he tries to sign a new deal from his own team, though he won't be kept long-term. The National Women's Soccer League had a record-breaking year. Can it be topped in 2025? The National Women's Soccer League returns Friday. Orlando Pride defeated the Washington Spirit 1-0 to win its first title last year. The Pride kick off the season at 8 p.m. Friday at home against the Chicago Red Stars. The Washington Spirit will play the Houston Dash in Texas at the same time on NSLW. The season in the last since the new collective bargaining agreement between the NWSL and the Players' Union abolished the draft and gave athletes unrestricted free agency. The Houston Dash also acquired Kristen Colaprico and Danny Westphal from the San Diego Wave, another team facing a massive upheaval in its roster. The New York-New Jersey super team fell apart Gotham FC lost some of the biggest names in US soccer between last seasons, including Lynn Biandulo, Crystal Dunn, Jason Nadgunger, and Yasmin Ryan. MLB Spring Training 2025. How to watch spring breakout games tonight. The MLB's Spring Breakout event returns this weekend with 16 games between March 13 and March 16. The fourth-day game training event includes games held in Florida's Grapefruit League and Arizona's Cactus League. All 16 games will be streamed live with no blackout restrictions on MLB.com, MLB.tv, and the MLB app. 8 of these games will air live on MLB Network, with 8 more airing later after a tape delay. You can also tune into every one of these spring breakout games on the MLB app, and DirecTV streams new My Sports package, which costs $70 per month. It includes Fox, FS1, ESPN, ABC, and MLB Network, and also includes a subscription to ESPN Plus, typically $12 per month. For more information on how to watch Spring Breakout 2025, visit MLB's official website and watch every game on the MLB.tv app. Now let's have a glance at the weather trends and what you can expect as you plan your day ahead. Let's have a glance at the headlines one more time. The blunt-speaking Canadian taking his flight with Trump to Washington. Donald Trump's son Eric holds talks with John Sweeney. White House withdraws CDC nominee hours before Senate hearing. White House withdraws CDC director nomination just before his Senate confirmation hearing. Putin says he supports ceasefire with Ukraine, but may need to call Trump. Ukraine accepts 30-day ceasefire amid renewed Russian attacks. Zelensky sending territories to Russia is a red line. BBC World Service seeks full state funding to combat disinformation world. Ronnie O'Sullivan's World Snooker Championship participation in doubt. Ex-Philippine President Duterte arrested on ICC warrant. Ukraine launches massive drone attack on Russia before key talks. North Sea ship collision leads to arrest amid environmental concerns. The best signings and most puzzling decisions of the NFL free agency period so far. The National Women's Soccer League had a record-breaking year. Can it be topped in 2025? MLB Spring Training 2025. How to watch spring breakout games tonight.